Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to this new Tecna Next webinar. As you all know now, we are running a series of webinars to update all the international professionals of the ceramic industry on the news, technological news about our industry. Today we'll go and discuss about the digital transformation in ceramics, which in the last months has been boosted by the lockdowns all over the world, and companies are working in order to fully introduce the themes of servitization in their companies and machines. It's just an historical curiosity. Today, the 4th of March of 1877, Mr. Bellinger invited the microphone. So this is a kind of symbolic day because we are discussing about digital transformation thanks to microphones that were invented 200 years ago. So I wish you that you will have some hours of learning and new technologies that you'll discover. I'll leave the floor to Mrs. Angela Bellavista, which is the brand manager of Tecna, which is the show that you all know that we will hopefully held in Rimini at the end of September.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning to all guests and participants of this webinar. I would like to welcome all in the name of Italian Exhibition Group, organizer with the Association ACIMAC of the exhibition Tecna, that as mentioned will be held at the end of September in Rimini, Italy. We are very happy that the ceramic industry professionals have highly appreciated this virtual space and are following with great interest our webinars organized in collaboration with Ceramic World Web. This digital platform with the presentation of new contents, innovations, and product is not only a new way for our customers to interact with their customers in a time where unfortunately it's not possible to meet face to face, but it is also a sort of a roadmap to the exhibition Tecna that is waiting for all professionals at the end of September. The webinar of today will focus on digital transformations in ceramics, and will host leading companies that have developed the most innovative technological solutions. A special thank to BMR, Breton, iTech, LB, Sacmi, and System Ceramics for participating in our webinar today. I wish you all a pleasant session with us, and I give the floor to Paola Giacomini, Director of Ceramic World Review, that will introduce all speakers of the webinar of today. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Angela, for your introduction and welcome greetings. Good morning or good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this fourth Tecna Next webinar. I'm Paola Giacomini, editor of Ceramic World Web and Ceramic World Review, and it's really a pleasure to be in your company today, as it was in our previous webinars that had a great success, and we are also happy. As Angela and Gianpaolo said, today we start a new chapter in the field of our technical webinars, a new chapter devoted to digitalization of ceramic processes. So we're talking about the digital transformation and the digital revolution. We already talked about new technologies for antibacterial products in January, of ceramic surface finishing in February. If you missed those webinars, don't forget that you have the possibility to watch them again in our ceramicworldweb.it website in the video section, as it will be possible to do with also with this new webinar today. So this new chapter of webinars devoted to the digital transformation starts today with a special focus on remote assistance and remote plant startup, but it will be followed on March 18th by enormous, huge webinars totally devoted to the digital glazing and decoration of ceramic surfaces. The event is called 100% Digital Ceramic Surfaces, and it will be followed in April, on the 8th of April, by a new webinar devoted to smart logistics or intralogistics 4.0. I'm happy to say and to announce that in all our webinars, speakers are leading companies in each sectors. So let's come to today's topic. We all know that the digital transformation and digitalization of ceramic processes has been accelerated as from the onset of the pandemic last year. And if it was already considered as important before the onset of the pandemic, of course, we all learned how it is necessary during an emergency like the one we lived and experienced last year. So we are talking not only of benefits in terms of efficiency, quality, service, sustainability, and all what we will hear today by our speaker, but of course, the digitalization of machines and processes has allowed us worldwide to guarantee the functioning of our ceramic factories, thanks to remote assistance or even remote plant startups, as it happens. It happened last year many times. So in a word, it eliminated distances between suppliers and ceramic tile producers. So before introducing our first speaker today, I remind you that you have the possibility to write questions to our speakers using the function question and answer in the Zoom platform, and our speakers will be able to answer to you directly via email as from this afternoon or tomorrow, or if they have time and the opportunity, they could do it already during the live streaming this morning. So let's start immediately with our first speaker. I see Mr. Stefano Puccini already connected with us. Good morning, Stefano. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I think you have to switch on your microphone. We cannot hear you.
Yes, sorry. Good morning.
Good morning, Stefano. Good morning. Stefano Puccini is electric and software manager at LB and will present us today LB solution which allow to simplify the interaction between human and machine interface in order to simplify the access to real-time information amidst a huge amount of data that the latest software allow to run. So the floor is yours, Stefano.
Thank you. Okay, good morning. Now I present to you how LB sees making interaction between machine and system more effective with a plus and star solution. The technological current of the recent years has led the automation that characterize our market to evolve towards the IT part. The current hardware and software solution make it possible to manage a huge stream of data relatively easy. So in the recent past, the data is not structured. But today, with the interconnection with the IoT system and with the large development of mass system, the data becomes structured. So in this scenario of the interconnected system and software aimed at serving different users like plant manager, maintenance manager, file technician, it is important that the various stakeholders receive the correct information in real time. So to respond at this scenario, LB proactively evolved its Plus software platform solution, adding new function and a star mobile solution to further increase the performance of the human-machine interface and to increase efficiency and availability of the machine and system. The efficiency of the interaction with the machine system in terms of availability time and quality of the data, the quality of the operation, the decrease in operation time, and the increase in the know-how of operation, it translates into a greater efficiency of the machine and of its availability. Plus software is defined as a platform. Since it is a modular software solution that serves the entire supply of LB technology. In addition of automation to process management, Plus focuses on supplying structured data in real time, formatted in a suitable way for the user requesting to view it in order to improve efficiency and availability of system and machine. The architecture of STAR allows sharing data over the cloud and display them on the STAR mobile solution. The quality of the data and its aggregations allow to identify and solve the problems that reduce the availability and the efficiency of the plants. The key feature, the main feature of the Plus software platform for the various LB technology are effective information formatted for the user. The system recognizes the operator and dynamically modify its interface or the data aggregation to give the useful and correct aggregate information to the different type of the users. Structured data aggregate effectively for the production process because the experience of LB developed together with the interaction with our customers allow us to offer software solution that published aggregated and formatted data in order to be effective for the user. And the last, the quick access to information, simplification of the user experience made by optimization interface and use of mobile system like STAR. The further performance of this concept of supply correct data, accurate and in real time to increase the direct interaction with the machine and system is represented by the STAR software for mobile system that are complete integrated in the Plus software solution. The system is designed to solve the main causes of a decrease in the efficiency and availability of system. The main causes are the poor quality of personal training, because the automation is become more and more complex while the degree of personal training is reduced. The difficulty interpreting the causes of for alarms, because the knowledge of the machinery as well as technician know-how are necessary to identify and to solve the causes of the failure. The optimization and utilization of information flow, because when needed, the technical documentation isn't always easy to find and not always are upgraded. The skills that are not distributed. Only few technicians have the required skill, and these are not distributed across all dedicated personnel. The maintenance procedure not shared, because I obtain different results are obtained on the machine depending on the technician in charge of the maintenance. The difficulty consulting the machine parameter, because it's necessary knowledge of the control interface are required to navigate through the parameters to find the data that I need in that moment. Star application, Star it's an application that are designed to optimize the management of system using the advantage of 3D interaction and of augmented reality. It's allowed to clear and immediate use of technical and operating data of the machine or component being analysis. The application creates a connection between the part under analysis and the technician's device, transmitting only useful information, accurate information in real time about the machine technical data and the process parameters. It also enhances the know-how of operator, since they receive the same information to manage and maintain system, so the know-how is distributed throughout the organization. The system allows you to move the analysis from the complex managing group, so the machine, to the part of the machine where you need to perform an operation or analysis. For example, if I receive an alarm from the machine, the Star application shows me where is located the problem, so the technician can go through that part to concentrate his activity. So I divide the problem from the macro part, that are the machine, the complex unit, to the micro part, to the component that I need to active my maintenance activity. The Starbox system collects the data from the field and publishes them into the application. The data are technical information, parameters, tutorial, documents, 3D alarm, spare parts. And the system creates a real-time flow information that's easy to understand. Here is shown the list of the functional modules which are included in Star application. The first module is the information module, because allowed to have a clear and immediate consulting of machine or individual component information, because as they are displayed in 3D or in augmented reality, laid over the machine or components. The other module is technical documentation and video tutorial, because I have accurate and real-time consultation of machine technical and informative documentation, include maintenance and setup video tutorial. The documentation concerns pneumatics, mechanical, electrical environments. The real-time functional data. The platform allows you to view in real-time operation parameter of the machine or component. The information is immediately and filtered according to the item that you can intend to analyze. 3D diagnostics and alarm location. All the alarms present on the machine are planned or viewed on the device, and you can also see their position with the related machine 3D image. So the operator can easily identify the position of the fault so as to take the necessary corrective measures. Maintenance guide and checklist. For every machine, there are maintenance graphic procedure and to guide the operator in the performance of the various maintenance tasks. And the navigation from one step to the other is controlled using a checklist. 3D spare part selection. You can select the spare part directly to the 3D image of the machine. Every code selected is stayed in the purchase section of the application, and the list of the selected codes can be saved in electronic format. So it's more easy to find and to reduce the problem in the selection of the spare parts. The last point in the scheduling task and managing reports, it is possible with the application to generate a maintenance activity with the related guide procedure, so that the value operator can take in charge the activity that it's possible to create in the application. And once the activity is complete, it is possible to save, to generate, and to save the reports. Here, the advantage of the STAR application, the main advantages are to increase production efficiency thanks to optimize use of resources and easy to access to machine technical data, tutorial video, process data in real time, and guided maintenance guide. It allows to obtain greater efficiency in achieving production goals thanks to a more efficient and organized maintenance. Allows also to access to the maintenance guide and the 3D spare part selection for improved quality. The easy use of STAR derives from the fact that it is efficient to frame the machinery with the camera on a smartphone or select the part to be displayed in 3D to access immediately at all its technical information, maintenance spare parts, and also view the related functional parameters that are linked to that part of the machine. In conclusion, LB intends to continue the route of facilitating use of information, investing into a complex architecture that make the experience of operator and user of its technology simple and immediately. Dynamic user interface that adapt to the experience, augmented reality technology, and mobile solution are the key to make interacting with machine and system more effective, with consequent improvement of efficiency and availability of machine and system. Okay, thank you. I conclude my presentation. I give the word to Paola.
Thank you, Stefano. Thank you for your presentation. Very clear. With our next two speakers, we will start a tour inside a very modern smart factory. I would like to introduce our guest from System Ceramics. I see Cristian Mattioli connected, engineering manager at System Ceramics. Good morning, Cristian, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Cristian will be accompanied later by his colleague, Paolo Bertocchi, who is the technical training supervisor at System Ceramics. With Cristian, we will start a tour inside this modern smart factory. Cristian will describe how the Prime platform organizes the information flows of all the production lines, which are interconnected and integrated, while later on, Paolo will explain how easily maintenance and service work can be performed by remote. So I would start with Cristian. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Paola. Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with you. I'm going to tell you about Prime, our digital product, and why now is so important. Let's start with our favorite short animated video. Welcome, Chiara.
Wow.
Yeah.
We don't desire something easy to obtain. Sure of it. Desire is the key, reducing the distance between the user desire and the production environment is getting more urgent. Chiara demands us to have a new approach based on the knowledge on the data. A change in the mindset is essential. First of all, we need to move from a make-to-stock model to a make-to-order model. It is necessary to move closer to the customer's desire. It's easy. The more we customize our product, the more the market share of the ceramic industry will increase. But how we get to this knowledge? What do we need for change? We need a deep understanding of the ceramic process. We need to be able to measure our decisions and make them repeatable. These are the main ingredients to get the result we desire. Video. What we have just seen is Mariner in real time, the total process integrated in Prime. We need a new eyes to look at consolidate process to make the ceramic industry great in the world and make them more understandable and transparent through the data. We need a data-driven approach. We are going to see a real-time digital twin video in Mariner. We think that through the real-time interface, we are able to reduce the distance between the man and the machine. And so it's easier to teach machines. Another fundamental point is complete traceability. Every tile has a name. Video. styles have one thing in common. They are all different. It's so true. Recognize differences and you will manage the process. This is why quality is so strategic. Let's see the quality app in Prime. Understanding the concept of quality to make it available for a bigger audience is the easiest way to get the objective zero defect. Let's start with Energy app. Understanding how we use resources is fundamental to make business decisions more accurate and based on the real cost of production value. What we have just seen is our proposal of a smart factory, where a complex environment like the one of the ceramic industry is made more understandable through data. It's thanks to this knowledge that we can create a virtuous cycle. The software learns what the man is teaching it. So Prime improves every day. And it's on this rock, on this awareness, that we want to build the present and the future of our industry. Thank you. I give the floor to Paolo with his remote assistant speech. But before the last one, Prime video. Really the last one. See you.
Good morning, everyone. During this second speech, I would like to explain you how the remote assistance solution are deeply impacting with the after-sales activity. Since some time we are getting familiar to a new concept, a digital transformation. What does it mean exactly? This digital transformation is a process constantly under evolution. This process evolution involves various organization aspects of our daily job activity. And furthermore, it freezes the introduction of new and sophisticated technology that I'm going to show you later on during the presentation. So the digital transformation, it's impacting in the technical assistance activity. How? There are different parts on this part. And on-site activity are related to the installation of our machinery together with the problem-solving task. Because today we have to continue to grant our customer a constant technical support for every need, especially during this period where we are facing a lot of difficult to travel and to send our technician every time the customer need them. This is possible thanks to some dedicated software platform that are specifically developed for this purpose, together with some augmented reality tools like smart glasses that can be used together with back-end computer utilized by our expert technician here in system headquarters. Regarding the augmented reality concept, it's now utilized on different fields. The extended collaboration is one of them. Here we can have a people cooperation task from Italian staff and our technician located abroad. So they can constantly be in touch and help each other in order to provide the customer a better and efficient service. There is also another task on which augmented reality is utilized, that is for the knowledge management. Here we can do an info collection and process this information in order to sharing purpose, to have people that can utilize this important information for their daily work. There is also another task that is extended maintenance, on which we can create dedicated procedure and documentation in order to, let's say, give our people the possibility to execute all activity in a very precise way. Now we are going to see a movie that is helping us to better understand what I just explained to you right now. In this first movie, we can see a real case where the customer can contact our people here in the system during a situation of a machine malfunctioning. So in this case, the customer can utilize a support, a technical support for our team in order to better understand what's going on in that specific case, and to provide the necessary advices to the technician, so he can easily understand where the problem coming from, and he can receive clearly explanation to identify eventual component with problem and he can receive the necessary instruction about how to rectify the problem. So the operator here can constantly talk and support the technician on field, seeing exactly what is having in front. So this working method becomes very useful, very efficient to understand clearly and fast the problem on the machine, and we can immediately get the solution and activate the necessary steps to rectify the problem. So at the end, as a final result, we can have the machine going back to the operation in a very quick time, so we don't lose production and most of all productivity of the entire plant. There is also another video, the second one, on which we have another case of utilization of this technology. This video shows that our operator here can follow the technical crew at the customer side during a machinery installation. In this specific case, it was a press that has been installed in China during lockdown period, with a very good result after all the operation done through the remote connection supervision. Now we can understand very clearly a lot of benefits and advantages to implement the remote assistant solution. As we saw during the installation or during the troubleshooting at the customer side, we can constantly stay close to the customer and provide a prompt and efficient technical support. This will bring us, of course, as a final result, a very good customer satisfaction and his fidelity during the time. Of course, we don't have to forget the cost reduction and optimization of all our resources on the field. But this is not the only part on which we get advantage. Also concerning the training area, we got a lot of positive feedback. For sure, there will be a very quick reaction on the customer demand, and we can have the possibility to supply our energy in order to satisfy the customer request, reducing their investment because they don't need to send the people here for getting the knowledge about the machine they just bought. We can also optimize the activity organization, and also we can have more personal involvement, because thanks to this technology, they are having a direct idea of what they are learning day by day. In conclusion, this general overview shows us very clearly how much is important the constant implementation of all this technology into our future job organization. I think this speech is over. On behalf of System Ceramic, I really would like to express our gratitude to the whole organization to give us the opportunity to participate to this webinar. And now I pass the word to Paola. Thanks.
Thank you, Paolo. Very interesting. And thank you also to your colleague, Cristian. You introduced two further very important keywords in the today webinar, as well as efficiency, which is probably the most important keyword of this topic, of this field. You introduced also the topic of sustainability, efficiency in terms of cost reduction, and also the possibility to produce with a make-to-order approach instead of a make-to-stock approach, which is very important. These themes will be also discussed by our next speaker, which I would like to introduce to you. I see Francesco Incerti already connected with us. Welcome, Francesco. Francesco Incerti from BMR will present us the advantages of a digitalized finishing process for ceramic tiles and slabs, advantages that can begin also even before the installation of the line in terms of during the design stage of the machine itself, thanks to simulation and analysis. Also, since Paolo Bertocchi before introduced the example of a remote startup of a new press in China, I would like to remind you that BMR was also the protagonist of the first, probably, or one of the first remote startup plant last year during the lockdown. I think it was April in the USA, and it was successful. So I would give the floor to Francesco, and he will explain us everything.
Thank you very much, Paola. Good morning, everybody. And today's goal for BMR is to share the path that led to the digitization of the finishing line. Let's go on with the presentation. And okay. In order to do that, we prepared a presentation with the following points. We can start from the tradition to the digitization. Then there is the BMR digital line, our supervision, the work remotely, and the digital simulation at last. Let's start with the past. The formation of the big slabs of porcelain glass has been a frantic and impressive race. In the 80s, the traditional format was 30 for 30 centimeter, then the predominance of the 40 for 40 or 45 for 45 or 60 for 60. And so the finishing process was performed externally by third-party companies. Only yesterday, with the advent of new technologies, the digital decorations of the tile and the finishing process have become strategic and responsible of the final aesthetic result of the tile. This allowed BMR to develop its solutions and to introduce the dry solution for the cutting squaring process instead of the wet one. And with the dry finishing, the process has become digital, and BMR has launched a digital squaring machine with automatic spindle adjustment instead of the traditional manual solution, and so the finishing with the first video that will show you the difference, the comparison between the manual adjustment of the spindles and the automatic adjustment of this one with the ultimate squaring machine of BMR. Here we can see on the next slide the Squadra with cameras. And this is the Top Squad Drive 4.0. It is a fully automatic squaring machine in which each electromechanical unit is controlled in real time by PLC software. The target of this evolution is to eliminate manual intervention by the operator and, at the same time, to minimize production losses and increase production efficiency. Every single spindle is motorized, and then a pair of laser sensors are placed at the output of each model for the time measurement. And last but not least, the machine is equipped with a camera system that is installed in the upper part of each tool and allows images to be acquired in real time, thus obtaining the correct positioning of each spindle. Today, there are a lot of new challenges to deal with. The modularity of large and semi-finished labs, advanced logistics, increased efficiency, and work remotely. And now the finishing, cutting, and squaring processes are now all inside the ceramic factory. So today there is the digital factory, and BMR took an important step forward in digitizing and automating its machine before the 4.0 industrial revolution. The digital factory is a further acceleration of this technological process. Interconnection between machines and departments, data analysis, and process simulators. The Top Squatter Drive 4.0 is the model example of this progress. Now BMR has reached a much more complex and advanced digital approach. So for us, the digital factory is dynamic, sustainable, efficient, and interconnected. And what's the answer to today's uncertainty, increased complexity, and needed efficiency? This is the answer. And the question, but our answer is that the process control with management, simulation, and analysis of production data. This is our answer. And also BMR has developed our service quality, BMR service quality. And the system is dedicated to the acquisition of production data and to remote support for BMR's main machines. Service quality is a hardware and software supervision system consisting of a panel that shows operational status in real time of the complete line, production values, and status of the individual machines. Other functions are the tracking of the product cycle, the history analysis, problems identification with the causes, the restoration of the operating conditions, and so on. And then a step further is the supervision with data concentrator. It's different because the clients will have all the data of all the machine of the factory under the control. And the system will ensure more flexibility and efficiency of the production scheduling. Now we will speak also about working remotely. At the height of the coronavirus lockdown, the first remote startup of a latest generation 4.0 cutting and squaring line was successfully completed by BMR in the United States. This important achievement was a result of the investments made by BMR in the recent years in digitization. BMR is able not only to provide just guaranteed service, but actually even start up and commission clients' plans remotely under any circumstances and in any part of the world. Of course, this is not intended to replace on-site technical assistance, but it does open up new scenarios for the plant engineering sector. Optimization of time and costs, while guaranteeing top quality and high-level 24/7 support, is becoming an increasingly essential competitive factor. And now I will show you a very special digital simulator of BMR, and it is called the Digital Twin. With this software, we can hypothesize production batches and stimulate the real production of clients' finishing lines. We can compare the real production of different layout solutions and choose the one that best fit clients' needs. And so let's see in the video, please. So in this video, you saw the comparison between the make-to-order and make-to-stock production and the what-if analysis about it. And going on, we can see in here in this slide that the digital simulation may also help you to calculate the KPI, so the key performance indicators of various layout solutions. These performance and productive indicators are used to evaluate the success of company according to target set. The program can show you also the overall equipment effectiveness and the percentage of efficiency of one machine or of the entire line. In the slide, you can see a comparison between an integrated line and then the island, because in the integrated line, the squaring department is together with the sorting line. In island, they are separated. And so here you can also see that the program is simulating a working day of an entire ceramic factory with a solution of the integrated line. At last, there is the result. This is a radar chart, as it is an example of the possible graphic representation of the data processing made by the simulator. And here we can see the integrated line and the separated line with the island, so-called, with the various indicators. So the performance, productivity, availability, logistic, and lead time. And going on, now we may talk also about digital simulation applied also on the lapping department. The result of the lapping line is based on several factors: feed speed of the belt, speed of the traverse movement, particle size of the tools, pressure of the heads. Therefore, the operator, thanks with his expertise, will decide the settings relying on the glazing and the digital material applied on the tile surface. All the things is on the operator. BMR creates a simulator that tries to make more objective the lapping process. In here, you can see that the simulator has analyzed the traversing movement of a single head of the lapping machine. And the result in the first image on the left is an inhomogeneity of the working process. So in the second image on the right, the system has corrected the traversing movement of the lapping machine, making it homogeneous. A big help for the operator. So let's conclude with the last video. Here we can see also the digital twin, the plant simulator. So our technician is, there is the configuration of a layout and implementation machine model, and he is creating a custom layout for the client. He is selecting the machine size, and of course, there is also the integration of the automation of line logic. And now there is the process of an analysis process. And the simulator is analyzing all the production plant, and he is starting the simulation. Here you can see the lines that are working with the speed up simulation. Because, you know, this is a real simulation, and so we have to speed up because it takes a lot. And then there is the comparison of the efficiency, and then the comparison of the lines utilization, with, of course, the optimization of the production scheduling, very important. So, resuming, BMR's digital approach to the modern digital factory leads to a process, a control with management, simulation and analysis of data production. The digital simulation is the answer for the creation of the best layout solution with the maximum possible production efficiency. And thanks to this, the finishing line, BMR finishing line, will be dynamic, digital, sustainable, efficient, and interconnected. Thank you.
Thank you, Francesco. And you, a further jump into the future, I would say, thank you for your presentation, really. What I would do now is, let's jump into the new frontiers of the customer service in this new normal. New frontiers where the complete control of plants can be performed by remote, as well as the remote startup of plants. We will make this tour in the company of Erika Franceschelli, who is a maintenance engineering and customer service, the head of the customer service and maintenance engineering at Sacmi. I see Erika Franceschelli connected with us. She should be there. Welcome, Erika.
Ciao, Paola. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Erika.
Thank you for the opportunity. Today, we will speak about people and technology and how digitalization can help in practice with remote operation in the service area. This period of general worldwide uncertainty forced us all to rethink process and adapt our behavior, but without compromising our principle, which for Sacmi mean, above all, staying close to our customer. With this in mind, and in order to keep project on schedule, Sacmi focused its effort on supporting customers remotely all over the globe, both with its network service and with technology. This means distance is no longer a barrier. Indeed, the connection is the key to meeting the challenges of both today and tomorrow. With the digital tools, we are now even closer to our customers. Today, we have a couple of interviews to see together but it is just to let you some real example, because activities made from remote never stop in this month, and for all type of machines inside Sacmi lines. The first interview has been made to our installation manager in China, Paolo, that will tell us how we managed a couple of commissioning and startup for Continua Plus line and sorting line during this period of COVID and travel ban. Let's see Paolo Bustelli.
Hi, Erika. We are quite busy recently arranging activities with remote assistance. I would like to share a couple of important experiences, starting from a new technology project with Continua. In Besite, we were asked to assemble a Continua Plus and eventually also perform the debugging of the machine-related PCR and TPV. We did not have specialists available, but we have 4 junior technicians not speaking English, so we did use instant messaging. We then coordinate a 2-shift remote assistance performed by Italian technicians, trying to cover the maximum number of working hours. The assembly was smooth. There was a huge exchange of documentation and media. Once the machine was ready for startup, we were able to connect directly the Italian engineers to the PC of the machine with tele-assistance to check parameters and modifying them. The startup was slightly longer than forecasted, but due to the actual situation, customer was satisfied and happy to see the compacted ceramic slab coming out. The line is running now with minor requests of on-site assistance. Slab coming out. The line is running now with minor requests of on-site assistance. Yes, we do have in Bellitai ceramic project where customer was in an urgent need to start the complete sorting machine and at the end of a rustic tile lines. And we had the following setup. The line was assembled and ready. All other upstream parts were already producing tiles. In this case, we had no local Sacmi technician, but we were able to connect directly Italian engineer with customer engineer. We used also the tele-assistant to establish the remote connection of Sacmi engineer to the computer of the machine on site. In 2 shifts of Italian time zone, we cover the long daily activities on site. Customer was extremely happy about the result and is still running so far with no further intervention.
Thank you, Paolo. I take the chance to thank all the people involved in this activity. Now we have another interview to speak of remote assistance and teleassistance in the area of digital printers. So I introduce you our colleague Simone Tardini, who is responsible of glazing and decoration technical assistance. Let's see Simone Tardini.
Thanks to our network, we had the opportunity to engage and cooperate in several occasions and help customers via remote assistance. Just to give you a feedback regarding one of the latest works, we performed the startup of a machine in Russia with a new customer. It was a good opportunity to test our effectiveness since he was new to the digital printing technology. So it means that the operators not only needed a specific training regarding our machine, but also an overall explanation regarding digital inkjet printing technology. So we had a Sacmi Russian junior technician on site that could come along due to unfortunate COVID restrictions. In order to give him maximum effort, we took advantage of the availability of a Polish senior technician speaking Russian in contact and connected via TeamViewer remote management software. He coordinated the day-by-day job with the technician on site and reported to our Italian service team. We call it Polo Tecnico, regarding all the major issues. So it was a great coordinated job. We managed the startup more or less with the same amount of days compared to a traditional startup with a senior technician on site. In a couple of weeks, the commissioning was successful. Up to now, we have more than 500 machines connected all over the world. And it's been a long time now that our Polo Tecnico in Italy is giving remote assistance to customers. Of course, we are continuing to perform remote startups with the same instruments, but we want to do more. We are starting to empower the service network, supported by trainers from the Italian team, in order to let foreign network colleagues, like for example, our senior Polish digital technician, to cover a nearest error request up to map customers all over the world.
Thanks to Simone, very good job. Now we would take the chance to speak about the future of service, the digital service, coming soon and available, not today, but in the next future, since it is in continuous development. Digitalization is changing our industry and the way we work, creating new opportunities via data leverage, smart sensor, connected machine, and applying our expertise where and when it is needed. This results in a new work experience that stems from operating together in the same digital ecosystem, the platform for virtual commissioning. By using the same platform, it is possible to stay in contact throughout the partnership with the Sacmi. It is a dedicated co-working place that both Sacmi and customer can access. From this starting point, it is possible to have a direct relationship and maintain constant contact with specialists, with a suite of possibilities for each different service. Let's start to see them starting from 24/7. Wherever this service is in place, one access to the area is enough to help customers with all their questions about the machine 24/7. According to the type of machine, initial guided assistance is always available online, and if further assistance is needed, a dedicated app service can attend and operate. Teleassistance. If machines are safely connected to the net, intervention is even more effective. The service hub with a team of dedicated experts can connect directly to the machine HMI, check all the data collected by sensor and verify alarms so as to quickly understand what is not working with a prompt follow-up. Guided assistance and augmented reality. Both customers and Sacmi service engineer can use digital tools to aid their daily work to deliver better service. This service boosts remote support by using augmented reality. The app can provide easy remote connection access via standard devices such as iPads or smartphones. The app supports augmented reality. For example, it can show hand movements with the images being overlapped. Digital and interactive documentation. Drawings or diagrams will no longer be two-dimensional or printed out. Use of 3D models with interactive tools such as advanced app interface will make it easier to understand where problems are and solve them promptly. Remote learning. Tutorials and videos of Sacmi specialists are available at all times on the platform for both Sacmi service engineers and the customer workforce, so they can learn at their own pace, matching skill requirements with production schedules. Remote FIT and SIT for remote commissioning. Using multiple cameras arranged along the line or in certain position, it is possible to create the same feeling from remote instead of in presence during commissioning or validation test. This makes it possible to monitor working machine and gain information on final product result. Smart and connected machine, from status monitoring to predictive analytics. Today machines produce a huge amount of data that can help to monitor condition from remote. Deep process knowledge combined with artificial intelligence tool can bring to more complex scenario that introduce to predictive maintenance strategy. These are just some of the ways we will be using digitalization to bring new opportunities to customers. And finally, we are going to see how today we are physically present all around the world. From Far East to West, Sacmi is present with over 80 companies, offering sales and assistance service with more of 300 local service engineers that speak customer languages. Furthermore, where and when is needed to travel, despite difficulty, Sacmi experts still live, and we really thank all of them. This means that Sacmi competencies are always available and close to customer for a stronger partnership of today and tomorrow. I really thank all of you and for the opportunity. Paola, I leave you the floor.
Thank you, Erika. Thank you, Erika. Really a great job. Thank you very much, and congratulations to you and your team. Our next speaker is once again a lady, which makes me happy. I would like to introduce Giulia Zanni, who is a sales and marketing manager of iTech, a smaller company here in Italy, which gives us the confirmation that the development, the evolution of digitalization on products and services was not only conducted by big companies, by the biggest companies last year, but also by smaller ones like iTech, for example. Giulia Zanni, welcome. Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paolo. Giulia will present us the experience of her company, iTech, which, thanks to new technologies, was able to provide assistance to customers, both as for maintenance and for startup of new plants, like the one in Mexico, thanks to the digitalization of its customer service and assistance services, and also of the digitalization of the products. So, Giulia, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Paola. So, hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Giulia Zanni, and I'm the marketing manager of iTech. For those who don't know us, we are an Italian company based in Sassuolo, Modena, which has been present in the ceramic sector for over 20 years now. What does our company do? iTech deals with production efficiency. iTech designs and realize real customized solutions to guarantee customers to optimize and make the most of their production. I'm going to explain it more in detail. We are specialized in the production of whole and complete systems for the management of liquid products, such as digital inks for digital printers, glazes, ceramic envelopes for the glazing lines, additives, and so on, for application that like the preparation of those products rather than the transferring, the dosing, handling, storaging, and so on. As you can see here in this picture, I show you our main machines inserted into the ceramic glazing line. What is our goal? ITEC target, it's not the simple construction of machinery or plants. We rather study and realize the real and complete integrated customized solutions to bring a real increase in production efficiency and a maximization of the product of our customers through an optimization of company procedures, operation activities, a better exploitation of these activities and resources of the entire production. How do we do that? Our experts, analyzing a case by case, offer real industrialization processes, interconnection, automation, and digitalization processes. Digitalization for ITEC means applying various technological and digital advances in search of improving production efficiency by transforming companies into real smart industry to all effects. Efficiency is therefore achieved for us when the customers create a complete and automated system that minimizes the need for human intervention and allows the exchange of data and information at every stage of the process. First of all, I want to make a distinction because, as I told you, ITEC has always been a precursor of corporate digitalization in order to streamline, to optimize workflows and automate business activities and procedures, bringing real and tangible benefits such as time savings, which mean money savings, raw materials savings because of the elimination of product waste and so on. So digitalizing means simplifying, speeding up, and saving. This is exactly the goal that ITEC sets itself in making its product. But as you can see, we are not talking about only about product digitalization. Today, we also talk about service digitalization. This is in fact what I want to talk about today. So how ITEC in the last months in particular tried to enhance and increase all its services available to the customer to ensure the best customer experience and try to put itself at the complete disposal of its customers, which has always been the focus activity, the pillar on which our company is founded. So also in this case, so in the digital services case, ITEC has been guaranteeing digital services for several years, if not from the beginning. Why? Because our company has always had its customers majority as international customers. On average, we have around 65–70% of foreign customers, but we have even reached the 90%. So therefore, they are physically distant of their overseas. We have clients in USA, Mexico, India, Russia, really everywhere. So they are located all over the world. So it is usual for a company, especially an SME, not to be physically present all over the world at the same time. Reason why ITEC for several years now has found itself having to face this problem and having to manage its presence covering long distances. With the COVID emergency, this problem, as you all know, became a real necessity not only for foreign customers, but also European or Italian customers. Our company immediately decided to answer and was able to adapt immediately to the context and to the changes that were becoming necessary. First of all, by strengthening and consolidating traditional tools, combining them with the latest generation technology and putting them at the complete disposal of its customers. Here, I would like to make another distinction because we went to act in different phases of the customer experience or in different moments of interaction between the customer and our company, starting from the pre-sale phase, the installation and startup phase, and finally to the after-sale experience. What did iTech do before? Well, certainly in the pre-sale phase, it was usual to physically visit customers by proposing the most appropriate solutions to their situation, their organization, making them visit our factory, our customers' plant with our installation, presenting our products in operation. In the other two phases as well, in order to carry out an installation rather than a maintenance operation, one or more of our technicians used to visit the site to carry out the necessary operations. So we went to modify, or better, strengthen these three phases. So now let's see them more in detail. Let's start from the pre-sale phase. Here in this case, as you can see, we have acted on several fronts. We have a website development, then we have the introduction of web meetings and digital showcases. First of all, we tried to facilitate the customer in the product research and consultation as much as possible. We started with an enhancement of the company website at a technical, organic, graphic, and communicative level. So let's start from the bottom. With graphic and communicative development, I mean the fact that we have increased the information available to the customer in the product pages in particular, adding images, descriptions, case studies, technical data sheets. So we also inserted 3D renderings of our solution viewable from any device, so it is also easier to imagine the plant. While for technical or organic enhancement, I mean an improvement in search engine rankings to make what iTech offers and what iTech can do for the customer more clear, more immediate in an autonomous and independent way for the customer. Also on the website, we have activated the possibility of organizing and planning web meetings. In fact, just with the internet line, it is possible to communicate with all our managers, our technicians, our experts, to have more technical advice, to be able to ask specific questions to the right person. As I said, we produce a customized system, therefore the video call and the possibility of seeing the customer's reality and seeing oneself facilitates immediately from the first contact, the first analysis, the first examination and evaluation of the possibility. This service also have another advantage that the customer as well can see how we produce the machines, how they are composed, or what materials we can use inside a factory also. With the same principle, we went to activate many digital showcases or real industry platforms such as TechNext in order to be able to tell the latest news, the launches of new products, hold conferences, technical discussions and specifications, also based on interaction with the user on the other side. So let's move to the central phase, that is actually the operational phase, the installation and startup phase. This is certainly the most delicate and difficult phase to implement, and it is certainly the most innovative and revolutionary aspect that iTech has put into practice. In this case, as you can see, iTech has made available to the customer an innovative application equipped with various augmented reality features in order to be able to communicate and be assisted and supported in the best possible ways during any remote installation or setup operation. The main features of this new service are a live chat. It is possible to contact our technicians through the application chat, where the operator can send and receive any kind of message, document, files, media from any device. It is also possible to activate group chats, public or private, to allow operators located in different locations or different establishments to synchronize and participate as a group to the assistance. The augmented reality video call means that the customer can video call the company through the application, and thanks to this artificial vision system, it will be possible to shoot, write, draw, insert elements using live pointers and so on, that the other user will view in real time during the call, just pointing at the working area. If the customer requires it, it is possible to use any type of smart glasses or viewer in order to operate with very high precision and all hands-free. Simultaneous translation means that our application can translate in over 60 languages. So the message that the user will receive, both written and audio, will be listened or displayed to the customer in its own language. Another opportunity that iTech has now made available to the customer are the, we call them video tutorials. These are training videos available to the customer where one of our operator explains step by step each procedure and each phase of the installation and commissioning of our system, underline which tools to use, the errors to avoid, and various operations in general. Let's now see the last phase, the post-sale. When we talk about after-sale, we mean several possible activities, starting with the ordinary maintenance service, corrective maintenance, assistance, replacement of spare parts, and so on. So what did iTech do in this case? Also in this case, the customer can use the application, which, as we have seen earlier in relation to the remote installation, it can also be used to request remote assistance. So why? Where is the new? The goal also in this case is to shorten the distance between iTech and the customer as much as possible. So it will be possible to have assistance and support anywhere in the world at any time, drastically reducing time and travel costs, which are otherwise inevitable. So in this case, we have assistance sheet. For each assistant provided, the identities of the parties involved and the data of the activity carried out, the media that have been created and exchanged for the support are recorded and scheduled into this assistant sheet that will form a sort of archive available to the customer 24/7. So it will be possible to search for a specific activity also later on. Geolocalization. If the customer wants, it is possible to detect the exact GPS position in which the technical assistant is required in order to have automatic and very rapid access to the documents and safety disposal to any information relating to that establishment. Serial code, it's the same principle because it is possible to identify machinery and components using this barcode reader, serial number, or QR code reader to obtain the identification code of the machine remotely. Also in this case, we have video tutorials that are available to the customer through our iTech Academy to carry out our standard maintenance activity where it is possible, where we explain and show you onto the machinery how to proceed and when to proceed. And finally, I also want to mention one of our latest services that have been developing to facilitate the request for assistance in this case. This is the new digital assistant booking service, where on the website, both on-site and remote assistant can be booked, checking the availability of our technicians in real time, providing us with the basic information relating to the problem in order to speed up the organization process, both on our part and on the customer part. As a final information, I want to show you a concrete example of remote installation. In this case, I have summarized some photos that show you the evolution and progress of the operation concerning the installation of one of our systems in a plant located in Mexico. We are talking about our Suprema automatic dosing system, which I believe to be an exemplary case history and a specific testimony of the overcoming of all physical and technological barriers during the installation and startup of the entire plant of almost 50 square meters in Mexico. I have included all the steps carried out day by day directly by the customer operators in Mexico in direct connection with our team through this augmented reality assistant application. So in very short time, it was possible to finish the activities. As you can see, this is the final result, and you can better see all the steps and all the operation in our full video available on our website and all our social media if you want. So I thank you for listening to me, and I leave you the references if you have any curiosity or question about the subject.
Thank you, Giulia. Thank you, and congratulations for the job you have done in your company.
Thank you.
Well, we have come now to our last presentation dedicated to remote support services. I would like to introduce you to speakers from Breton. Mr. Eddy Zordan, the after-sales resource manager, and his colleague Federico Milan, intelligence manager at Breton. Let's see if they are connected.
Good morning.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
As I was saying before, you will talk about the development of your remote assistant services today. So you have developed a lot your customer service activity. Please, you can start.
Good morning, everyone. Hi. So due to COVID reasons, we can't sit together without mask. So I leave the floor to my colleague Federico, and I'll see you later. Okay, in this webinar, we will focus on the remote assistance. So leave the insight on digital tools such as Smart Doc, video tutorial, or data-driven software like machine or line business intelligence or other service developed by Breton to other events and webinars. So let's start with a few words about Breton. Since 1963, Breton has been a leading manufacturing of machine tools and advanced technology and solution for processing natural stone, ceramics, and composite stone. Our headquarters is in Castello di Godego in Veneto, but we are active in worldwide with more than 900 employees and 6 subsidiaries. The arrival of the pandemic has forced the company to speed up the digitalization of all the production process. However, Breton has always paid particular attention to provide a remote assistance service to its customers. So we were already prepared for this emergency. Already in between 2002-2003, we started using tools such as WNC to share the screen on HMI, human machine interface that we develop inside the PC on board the machine, and VPN, ICT technology that permit to reach the controller connected via Ethernet, like PLC, PC, soft PLC. For example, in 2003, on the software side, we had our first experience of remote commissioning of a Breton agglomerate block plant in Russia with many difficulties. It was a strategic town where access was only allowed to local personnel. The area was the Urals and therefore isolated. There was also the language barrier and the fact that the service involved a complex system, the plant, and not a single machine. Despite the various obstacles, we managed to complete the job. Between 2008 and 2010, there was a proliferation on remote assistance tools. As technical department, we experimented with different products, comparing the pros and the cons of different solutions. No out-of-the-box solution was able to fully meet our needs. Initially, we consider creating our ecosystem by taking advantage of our experience and selecting off-the-shelf products to build a tailor-made solution on Breton. The choice was soon discharged thanks to a relation and esteem and trust in a win-win concept that Breton has always maintained with us. So we decided to bet on Ascent Ubiquity technology, a solution that was initially basic, but had great potential. Thanks to the partnership that Breton and Ascent has always had, we were able to contribute to the development of the remote commissioning tools. We were in the first time alpha, then a beta tester of the Ubiquity product, and were able to build a tailor-made solution for Breton. Ascent technology is in continuous development, and we continue to progress step by step, provide the right balance of technology and usability. In the picture, you can see a practical example of the technology used with the different scenarios, like connection to the onboard computer, the access to the onboard screen, the augmented reality, and where you can see that the customer, his plant and his data are protected and kept confidential. Breton technician who is in office or in home working or in smart working can assist and connect and contribute to a commissioning process by reaching both machine controls and interfaces, as well as interacting with on-site personnel. Breton commissioning a remote assistant technology allows Breton technicians to keep in contact with the machine operator and, at the same time, keep the production process monitored. This is the real advantage for the customer because the Breton technician has all elements at his disposal to carry out 360-degree analysis and provide rapid answer. Breton has continued to evolve its remote commissioning service by adding augmented reality capabilities. Today, we're able to provide the user experience of our remote service technology to all our customers without the additional cost of buying new hardware, as they can use their smartphone or tablet in iOS or Android device technology. Our next challenge is to give customers the possibility to have hands-free tools to interact via augmented reality with the service. Thank you. Now I leave the floor to Eddy.
Thank you, Federico.
Welcome.
So, before showing you how Breton service operates, let's have a look together at some numbers about our service. In total, in our customer service, we have more than 250 technicians that can be employed for installation and services. In Breton, Italy, our headquarters, we have 110 technicians who are mostly abroad, installing and servicing machines, plus all the technicians who usually do the assembly in Breton, but can be employed at our customer if needed. We also have 6 subsidiaries in the United States, in Brazil, in England, in China, India, and Australia, where we have around 30 technicians that are available to provide assistance, either at the customer site or remotely from the office. And this allows us to provide hotline service almost constantly throughout the day. In addition to these 30 technicians, around 30 technicians from our subsidiaries, there are around 80 more technicians from our service providers, which are all over the world, where is needed, of course. So we can be very responsive and efficient in our service interventions, as in many cases, we can have technicians available within a short distance from our customer. In Breton, Italy, our headquarters, the hotline service has 13 workstations with technicians ready to handle our customer requests. Some of our technicians rotate, while others are fixed to provide continuity of service. In 2020, in Italy, we manage around 6,400 remote service requests with almost immediate reaction time. Our service is managed like the ER of an hospital. So following a customer request, which can be made by phone or email, our technician classifies the call through the red, yellow, or white triage to give priority to the machines that are completely stopped. Consider that the ticket management software which we use in Breton, Italy, is also shared with our subsidiary and even with our service providers. So we can keep an eye on the situation of all Breton machines in the world. The current situation then with the COVID pandemic has given even more value to our remote service. And due to the restriction and the resulting slowdown in activities, and of course, difficulties in traveling, many customers have requested even more remote service intervention. In some cases, we have even completed installation that have been interrupted before due to the pandemic, driving the machine startup from our headquarters in Italy. For example, we are now remotely commissioning some machines in the US, but in 2020, we also managed installation in other countries such as India and Russia. As mentioned earlier, all Breton machines can now be connected to the internet for remote service. The best condition would be to have a wide network, but we also handle cases where connection are made with the phone in hotspot, of course, when the wired connection is not available. So during the startup or later, if the machines are connected to the network and then registered in our system, the customer simply tells the technician which machine it is, and he can get access to it. The remote service can be done in 3 phases. Our technician can connect to the computer of the machine to see live what is happening, to check or adjust some machine data, check logs, or even carry out some update if needed. Or if necessary, on a second phase, he can connect using a VPN to the PLC or a drive or all other network components, depending on the machine configuration, using the development software. For example, connecting with the Siemens TIA portal to the PLC of the machine. In a third step or third way, call it as you want, our technician can connect via the augmented reality application to the smartphone or tablet of the operator to see the machine and interact with the operator to help him solve the problem. Keep in mind that the remote connection is also important even in the event that the technician is still required on site. So we can diagnose the issue as accurately as possible. Why? Because these allow us to schedule the technician with the best skill for the intervention, and also to define with the minimum margin of error any spare part that is needed, have to be supplied. As we all know, in the past, the only way to support the customer was by phone, trying to understand the often non-technical information provided by the customer operator. And of course, the resolution times were inevitably very, very long. And we know also that machines back in time were a lot more simpler than now. Now, anyway, we can be much more efficient by having more precise and reliable information in real time. In the future, the remote service will obviously be more and more connected. And our aim is to bring the hands, the eyes, and the ears of our technicians to the customer site. So we use the latest technologies available on the market to provide our best service. We are also developing a web portal where customers can create tickets, monitor the status of their service requests, and view other data and documents relating to their machines. That's all. Thank you for your attention, and thank you again for having us. Back to Paola.
Thank you, Eddy. Thank you very much, Eddy, and thanks also to Federico, your colleague, for your presentation. Well, it's quite noon here in Italy, in Modena, and we have come to the end of this webinar. Before I say goodbye to you, I would like to thank our speakers once again for their wonderful job. I hope that our public worldwide has learned, as me, has learned something about the latest developments of your offer, of your technology offer. So I would like to remind to our participants connected with us at home and at office that the slides of the webinar presented this morning will be available at ceramicworldweb.it on the page video, together with the recorded webinar of yesterday in Italian and today in English, as from 4 p.m. this afternoon, allowing our American public to follow the webinar. And all the slides will be also available for download as from tonight or tomorrow. Well, there's nothing else to say, but thank you again, and remind you to stay with us on March 18 for our next event called 100% Digital Surfaces, all devoted to digital glazing and decoration of ceramic surfaces. Stay with us. We will keep you posted through our newsletters from Ceramic World Web and invitation. In any case, if you are not yet, if you have not yet signed up to receive our newsletter, you can easily do it visiting our website. So nothing else to say, but goodbye and see you. Have a good day.